Right, welcome ladies and gents. Fast X, or, Fast and Furious 10. This is the franchise's biggest, most monumental budget. In fact, it's spiraling out of control. It's quite crazy. So I thought we would cover this because, this really is quite mad. And I thought to myself, this is a surprise that they're allowing this to happen based on Fast and Furious 9. Because that entry actually didn't do that well. All things considered, which we'll get to in a moment. It did like $700+ million worldwide, but it had quite a large budget. So it doesn't indicate, positivity for this film's box office result. But never mind, we'll take a look. So of course 2022 has seen the Jurassic World trilogy reach its end, leaving Universal Pictures with one less profitable franchise to fall back on. Now, Universal has some stuff, not a lot, but some stuff. And Jurassic World was a pretty big payday for them, all things considered. But the Fast and Furious franchise is another huge one for them. So, the Fast and Furious series is also close to concluding. Sad. Whoa. And the Wrap has shared some details on the upcoming 10th installment, Fast X, that could spell trouble for the studio. And I genuinely believe this. So a few things to consider as well. Like, Fast and Furious started out as one thing, has now spiraled into another thing entirely. You've got to admire that this is one of the biggest franchises to keep going and actually go direct to the cinema. Normally, a franchise that has gone on for 10 movies becomes a direct to streamer, direct to DVD. It's one of those properties. But this is still going to the theatres, still going to the cinema. It's crazy. So you've got to respect that. But I will say, what a shame it has become what it was from where it came from. The first couple had, a certain sense of reality behind them. And the cars were the star of the show. That's what spawned a whole bunch of car guys now. But now they don't get to watch good car films, sadly. But let's take a look at this. So, according to insiders, the budget of the upcoming movie has now ballooned to a massive $340 million. It's nearly double. 70% more than last year's Fast 9, The Fast Saga. And by far the most expensive installment of the franchise to date. Now, it's also a figure that puts Fast X in the same territory as Avengers Endgame, though we don't see this movie grossing close to $2 billion, even if it's a hit. It's not going to. $340 million budget. Holy shit. Now, just for argument's sake, Fast 9 had a budget of estimated $200 million, but it only did $726.2 million worldwide. Not great. Not that great, actually, for a $200 million budget. At all. This is sort of tiny, minimal amounts of profit range. Now, how do you work that out? Well, you got $200 million. Marketing budgets for these films specifically are actually quite large. So, minimum of $100 million. More often than not, equal to the production budget. So, you're looking at $400 million. You got a 40% cut for the theatres at the moment, average. Now that actually changes worldwide, it's not the same. But look at the score, 59%, 5.2 IMDb, 58% Metacritic, 59% Rotten Tomatoes. It wasn't exactly a well-liked film either. So that would have barely turned a profit. And now, they're like, oh yeah, we'll just $340 million, no worries, mate. That's going to be absolutely fine. Love it. For goodness sake. What an absolute joke. This could lose a significant sum of money for Universal. In obviously their sort of drive to keep a franchise afloat. Now the trade notes that the cost of assembling the A-list cast is a big part of that massive budget. Not to mention increased production costs created by the pandemic. Now there was an additional, I think it was like 20% that was added on because of the Rona, which is a lot, but it's still not 70%. However, we can't imagine director Justin Lin's decision to leave the movie after clashing with star and producer Vin Diesel has helped matters. Now, the Incredible Hulk director Louis Leterrier is at the helm of the penultimate chapter in the racing series. And that's the other thing that's important to note. You know, Vin Diesel's not exactly the best person to work with. I mean, he's pissed off Dwayne Johnson, pissed off a director, and now he's got the Incredible Hulk's director Louis Leterrier on board. Not good, not a good sign. You'd have still had to have paid Justin Lin for a significant portion of work there as well. So with a budget this large, Universal is unlikely to turn as large a profit as normal. The last one barely turned a profit. A problem for a studio that has little in the way of big franchises to draw moviegoers into theatres. However, they're hoping Jason Blum and James Wan's new partnership will give them a slate of horror projects, while Illumination, the animation studio behind Minions and Super Mario, remains key. I mean, that's basically all they've got. And I said this on a live stream on Thursday, was my prediction is that you will see most studios now creating low-budget horror movies. There'll be a swathe of them coming to the market because there has to be. Because they're easy to turn a profit. And these other big films, they can't. They're absolutely out on their arse. Which, side note, you can check out a link in the description box to my live stream channel for clips. And that clip as well will be on there. But Fast X has attracted some big names, including Oscar winner and Captain Marvel star Brie Larson. Other additions to the movie, Jason Momoa, Daniela Melchior. Melchior? I thought it was Melchior. Never mind. And Alan Richardson. Returning stars, you've got Michelle Rodriguez, Tyrese Gibson, Charlize Theron, Ludacris, Jordana Brewster, Nathalie Emmanuel, Sung Kang, Michael Rooker, and Scott Eastwood. In terms of plot details, who knows? And honestly, who the fuck cares at this point? Seriously, does anyone actually care about this stuff at this point in time? Yeah, no? Anyone? I don't know. What a strange choice by Universal, allowing this. I mean, it's almost like a death sentence at this point. Why did you allow this film to blow to $340 million? It's only an estimate as well. It could even be more than that. Just as an FYI. They're really going to struggle to turn any profit on this film. And they'll only have themselves to blame, whilst also listening to Vin Diesel. Bit of a has-been these days, unfortunately. But anyway, let me know what you think down below. Cheers, guys. Take care.